Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. I'm back at it again. Last movie of the weekend that I watched this first weekend of March. Actually went to a AMC theater I haven't been to since they remodeled. Went a little bit further uptown than I'm usually used to go. Went to the AMC on 84th Street and Broadway in Manhattan, here in New York. A friend of mine recommended the movie theater to me because the majority of the theaters have recliners in them. So, I went for the recliner experience. The movie we're talking about today, a new Guy Ritchie film starring Jason Statham and new face in the Hollywood sphere. Very popular now. The one and only Aubrey Plaza. Seeing the return of Josh Hartnett in this movie was pretty cool. And Hugh Grant is in this movie as well. Operation Fortune, RUSE de Guerre, released on March 3rd, 2023. Distributed by Lionsgate. 1 hour, 54-minute runtime. It is considered an action comedy mystery thriller, and it is rated R. Now, the synopsis reads, in the film, super spy Orson Fortune, played by Jason Statham, must track down and stop the sale of a deadly new weapons technology wielded by billionaire arms broker Greg Simmonds, played by Hugh Grant, reluctantly teamed with some of the world's best operatives. The operatives are Aubrey Plaza, Cary Elwes, and Bugzy Malone. Fortune and his crew recruit Hollywood's biggest movie star in their world, Danny Francesco, played by Josh Hartnett, to help them on their globe-trotting undercover mission to save the world. Folks, if you've never watched a Guy Ritchie film, this is classic Guy Ritchie. I'm going to go and start this based on a review that I heard about the movie, which said that the film was disjointed. I'm going to say I did not feel that at all. Because if you watch enough Guy Ritchie films in this vein, right, in the vein of these films, of the Operation Fortunes, The Gentleman's, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, films like that, Snatch. This was it his best film in that array? No. But it was super entertaining, very easy to follow, great locations they went to film, very witty, fast, sly banter and dialogue in the movie. The action scenes were pretty cool. Jason Statham, he's still got it. Been a fan of his since The Transporter. So he's still kicking ass in 2023. Aubrey Plaza, she's new to me. I know she's been around for a while, but I think she did a good job in this film with her snarky personality and things of that nature, and also being the brains, more or less, of the tech side of the operation. Bugzy Malone, I believe he was, if I'm not mistaken, he's a British rapper turned actor. So he played his role to a T here as well. And the return of Josh Hartnett is what really had me pop when I saw the trailer for this movie months ago at this point. I think I saw it in October. Yeah. I saw it in October because it played as a trailer while I watched Triangle of Sadness. Peep that. This movie's been for lack of a better term, this movie's been in the can for over a year. I believe they just decided to release it due to some issues there with the war in Ukraine. I'm not too sure how specific that is, but in the movie, I didn't necessarily understand the tie-in. It could have been with two of the characters involved, but they didn't make that abundantly clear. Anyways, like I said, very entertaining, very fun film. Good, quick banter. The suspense was played up pretty well. I thought the entire time throughout the entire movie, I thought that somebody was who was part of Jason Statham's team. I thought that one of the operatives was a mole for the competing special ops team in the movie, but that didn't necessarily come about during the film. I think that might have been one of the plot holes that was left in the movie. Outside of that, that's what created the drama in the movie. There was a competing Black Ops team that would always show up to the locations where Jason Statham's Black Ops team was doing their end. So Jason Statham's Black Ops team was basically being used in order to get to the quote unquote prize and all this, the handle, as they said. And eventually, as most of these Guy Ritchie films end up, Jason Statham ends up on the winning side here. But it felt like this movie was set up to be a franchise the way that it ended. I'm not too sure if they're gonna continue with that necessarily, but I think that what they started here started on a good trend. I think this is Guy Ritchie's attempt at his own version of Mission Impossible, if I'm being quite honest. And to me, it worked. It was a fun movie. The 1 hour and 54 minutes to me breezed by. Like I said, the locations and the environments they shot in were beautiful and very picturesque, and the fight scenes and the choreography and the action scenes that were put together were very well put together. Josh Hartnett in this movie was a ball of fun. He was hilarious. He played his role to the T. Hugh Grant was great in this. Yeah, the entire cast was great, I'll say, man. Like I said, the only plot hole that didn't get necessarily filled in was that one specific one where I felt like there was an infiltrator in Statham's team feeding information to the opposing Black Ops team, but that didn't necessarily come to bear or fruition or whatever case is. By the end of it all, Hugh Grant was the final boss. And he owned that entire movie, and he ended up being he ended up winning in the end. At the end of it all, the whole ploy was to basically take him down from what it looked like at first, and then he ended up not getting taken down at all, to be honest, and become a part of the ultimate ploy just to get the handle back and get others paid. And plenty of people died, and plenty of people stayed alive, and that's usually the way it goes in these Black Ops missions and mystery type thriller movies and stuff like that. But it's something for everybody to watch. I think I recommend the film just because it's fun. It's not so over the top that it's not necessarily believable, but at the same time, you are asked to suspend your disbelief just a tad. So there's that. There is that, like I said, that witty Guy Ritchie type comedy in this, which will have you laughing with the one-liners and stuff like that or whatever. So that's always enjoyable. And yeah, I would say that's my take on the movie. I waited long enough for this to come out and premiere, and it finally did, and it did what I thought it was going to do. So that was the cool and positive thing about it. But as always, folks, I'm gonna hit you with the Rotten Tomatoes life. What are they saying here with the critics? 108 critic reviews has a split down the middle. It is a 50% critic rating as of right now, but with 250 plus verified audience members scoring this film is at an 83%, which is fair because it's not great, it's not awesome, but it's good and it's fun, it's enjoyable. Like you said, and like I said before, it doesn't drag at all. So I think folks will have fun with it. If these aren't your type of films, skip it. But like, if you just want to have a good time at the movies and just have fun, I recommend this film. Operation Fortune, RUSE de Guerre. It is there for your liking. All right, folks. It's been another week. Programming note. I got another 3 films coming this week, if I am not mistaken. Yes, this is true. So, for the coming week, I've got Scream 6 that I'll be watching on Thursday. Then there is the movie 65, which I'll be watching on Friday. And then Sunday morning, I'll be watching the Woody Harrelson film, Champions. So, Champions, Sunday morning with Woody Harrelson. The movie 65 has Adam Driver in it, which is like the sci-fi dinosaur movie that's been paying trailers for and commercials on TV, and Scream 6, and we all know what Scream is. So yeah, that'll be coming down the pike next week. As always, folks, thank you for listening. I appreciate you all across the globe for continuing to grow the podcast and continue it as we go along. Much props to all of y'all. Continued love from me to y'all. And we're going to continue to ride this wave. As always, folks, take care of one another. Stay safe out there. And keep in good health. Please and thank you. Until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood moviegoer, John L. And I'm out of here. Take it easy, folks.